Hello guys, it's so amazing to be here again. I'm so excited to make our first video in the year. It brings me a lot of joy, and I want to wish you a happy new year again. Thank you so much for how you worked with us last year. Thank you for the privilege to bless you, to be a blessing, and I also want to appreciate you for giving you, because I know that you're going to give us the privilege to bless you again this year. And I pray that this year is going to be amazing for us. I pray that the Lord will help us to remain salt. We will not lose our savor. We'll continue to give taste. We continue to give preservation and purification to our world. We pray that we will remain light, we will never become darkness. We pray that the world awaits us and they will not wait in vain. We will become the solution that the Lord has made us in Jesus' name. I pray that the Lord will find in us a generation that He would use for His glory in Jesus' name. So straight to what we're going to discuss today. Today is actually a continuation of what we started last year. That's in our last video, talking about channels to the mind. I remember that in our last video we said the things that we expose our minds to through our eyes and our ears, that they actually go a long way to determine how we interpret things. That's the lens through which we view things. It goes a long way to determine how we think. It goes a long way to determine what we do, and above all, it goes a long way to determine who we are and who we will finally become. And I remember that with the scenario of a cake and the pan, a dough and a pan, that the shape of the pan you pour your dough will determine the end point. And relating to life, the shape or the state of your heart will determine what you will finally bring out at the end. Now, in addition, what makes a red velvet cake red velvet is because of the ingredient that is used to make it. And what makes it different from a chocolate cake is because of the ingredients. And a red velvet cake tastes different from a chocolate cake because the ingredient used to make a red velvet cake is different from the ingredient used to make a chocolate cake. So relating into life, the ingredient that is used to make us, the things that are used to build us, the things that are used to mold us, will determine our taste at the end. What determines the taste of a cake is the ingredients. So what determines our taste, what determines what we will finally become, are the things that are used to mold us, things that are used to build us and prepare us. And those things that are used to build us and prepare us are the things that we expose our minds to, because our mind is a container that shapes us. Our mind is like a container that shapes us, and what we pour into our mind, what we put into our mind, is what it will finally bring out. Straight to what we're going to do today, we're going to look at just two things today: seeing versus looking, and hearing versus listening. Now, after producing our last video and posting it last time, something just came to my mind that everybody sees and hears everything they come across. If I'm working on my phone or I'm working on my system and then something pops up, or maybe I'm walking on the road and something pops up, I will see it and I will hear it, because that's the purpose of the eyes and that's the purpose of the ears. The purpose of the eyes is to see, and the major purpose of the ears is to hear. So I'm going to see those things, I'm going to hear those things. But I realize that seeing is a verb and it's totally different from looking. Seeing and looking are two different verbs. Now I'm going to show you the difference now. When you see something, you just take a glance at it. You just take a glance at it and then you take your eyes off it. But when you see something again, you are beginning to look at it. When you look at something, you study it. You intentionally open the channels to your mind. You intentionally open the gate of your mind to that thing. So those things that you do, the things that you look at actually go into your mind. So that's why whenever we are talking, we don't say take a second see. We say take a second look. Because the moment you see something for the second time, you are no longer seeing, you are now looking. So when I see something and I take my eyes off it, I have not looked at that thing. That thing might not really have the potential of determining who I am. But the moment I see it again, then I am looking, then that thing has the potential, that thing goes straight into my mind, and it has the potential of changing who I am. So similar to listening and hearing, when you hear something, you do not put your mind to it. But when you listen to something, you listen with the whole of your heart, you listen with the whole of your mind, you listen with your whole self, with everything within you. So when you listen, you are intentionally opening the gate of your heart to the things that you listen to. So there's a difference between seeing and looking, and hearing and listening. Everybody sees and hears everything they come across, but not everybody looks at and listens to everything they come across. Then to filter, Do not just look at and listen to all that comes your way, but filter the things that you look at and listen to. Although there are some times that when you see something or when you hear something, if I might say, like sort of particles of those things actually drop into your mind. Like it might not be very intense, just very subtle, and then subsequently those things just come back to your memory and you just think about those things. But like in the last video, I said that we should master the art of switching. So when the things that you see and hear, even if you have not looked at it or listened to it, when you see something and you hear something, and then the thing later comes back to your mind, if it is wrong, master the art of switching. Just do another thing, think about another thing, get busy, and then you will see that those things will go, because it's not yet intense. So do not look at or listen to everything that comes your way. Learn to filter. Make a covenant with your eyes and your ears that you will not look at or listen to evil. Now, straight to the second thing that we're going to discuss today. We're going to talk about the things that we expose our minds to that affect us. Now, looking has to do with visual, while listening has to do with audio. So, majorly the audio visuals that we expose ourselves to. And what are those audio visuals? The social media posts, the pictures, the videos, the movies, the music that we listen to. These are the major things that actually determine who we are. These are the major things that we actually look at and listen to, that goes into our mind and determines who we are. So we should always be careful the things that we do on social media, the posts that we look at, the music that we listen to. Do not listen to an artist that does not have a value that tallies with you. Do not listen to an artist that does not have a value that tallies with your values. Do not look at a movie, do not watch a movie that does not tally with your values. Expose your mind only to things that tally with your values. If you watch a movie or you listen to an artist that does not tally with your values, whether you like it or not, they would have a way of changing your values, changing the things that you value. They have a way of changing who you are. So just try as much as possible to be careful of the things that we do on social media. And then I would love to say something. Whenever, especially if it is your phone, I'm talking about social media now, especially if it is your phone, if something comes up and you see that your mind communicates to you that thing is wrong, communicates to you that thing is not among your values, try to eliminate it immediately. Your friend sends you a message, see a post or something, try to eliminate it immediately. You are working on a site and a wrong thing pops up. Try to eliminate it immediately, because if you don't, you are creating an avenue for you to begin to look at it. But when you see it has not yet become very intense, eliminate it immediately. Don't look at it and eliminate it immediately. But if you leave it, even if you say you are going to, don't say you are going to delete it later. If you do, you are creating avenue for you to begin to look at it. So immediately something wrong comes your way, as much as you can, eliminate it immediately. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is our friends. Our friends determine who we are big time. But Anaje says that, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. So our friends determine who we are because we listen to them. They speak to us and we listen to them. And in fact, we listen to them even more than we listen to other people because they are our friends. Now, I'll give you a real life experience, a real life story. I was once a king. He was a king, and then he made life very hostile for the people. He made things difficult, made things very harsh for the people. And then when he died, his son took over. His son became the next king. And then people came to ask him that, is he going to make things as difficult as his father made it? That is he going to make things as harsh as his father made it for them? And he told them to come back, that they should give him some time to think about it. And he went to meet two people for advice. He first went to meet the elders in the town. And he asked the elders to advise him on what to do. The elders told him that he should make things easy for the people, that's how they are going to love him as their king. And he also went to meet his friends. That's the second set of people that he went to meet. And guess what his friends told him? His friends told him that he should make life more difficult than his father made it. That he should make life more difficult for people than his father made it. And do you know what? He heeded to the advice of his friends. Why? Because they were his friends. He would definitely have heeded to their advice more than he would heed to the advice of elders and other people, because they were his friends. So Peradventure, he had the right set of friends. They would not have told him to do the wrong thing. He would not have listened to the wrong advice. So we should always be careful the kind of friends that we keep. Because as young people, we have the tendency to listen to our friends more than we listen to other people. And our friends influence us. Our friends speak to us and we listen. So if we have the right set of friends, then we'll be influenced positively. So we should try as much as possible to have friends that their values tally with our values. Do not have a friend that has a value that is different from your own. Yes, you might have them as acquaintance and just people around you, but not your intimate friends. So our friends should be people that their values tally with our values, so that when they speak to us, they speak the right things to us and we listen to the right things. So do not forget all that I've said today. Seeing is different from looking, and hearing is different from listening. You see and hear everything that comes your way at the mall, wherever you are, in the shop, on the road, wherever you are, in public transport, wherever you are. You see and hear everything that comes your way, but do not look at or listen to all that comes your way. Learn to filter, and then we should be careful the things that we do on social media. We should be careful the audio visuals that we expose ourselves to, and we should be careful the friends we keep. Keep the right set of friends that will advise you to do the right things. That is how you're going to become great people. That's how you're going to become good people in life. Yes, it might not be very easy. It is actually, in fact, it is not easy at all. But do not trust in your strength. Rely on God. Trust in God with all your might. Do not rely on what you think you know or what you think you can do. Depend on Him in all that you do. Acknowledge Him, and He will direct you. He will guide you. He's our shepherd, and if we follow Him, if we rely on Him, if we trust Him, He's going to be our shepherd, and He's going to keep us. He's going to keep our hearts from evil. He's going to protect our hearts from evil. So do not trust in what you think you can do. Don't trust in your strength. Trust in God. His grace is sufficient for us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us thumbs up if you like our video, and share our video to your friends. Tell your friends about it. Share all that you learn with your friends so that they too will also be blessed. Share it with a lot of people so that they will also be blessed. Do not forget that you should make a covenant with your eyes and your ears, not to look at or listen to evil. You might see and hear everything, but learn to filter. Bye.